All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fourth episode of the Bronze to GM series. When we last left off, we were in Bronze 1, about to make it out of this hellhole of ELO. Let's go. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, remember the goal? At least I'm going to say the goal until gold is going to be to stay under 100 APM. So, that's what we're going to be trying to do. Straker, a bronze Protoss, is our first opponent. All right. TVP. The most fun matchup, of course. I don't know why I split those. That's out of habit. So, first thing we're going to do, set the camera location, Shift F1, Shift F2, F3, and F4. Going to rally our SCV over there, put it back on the minerals after that. This is going to get there perfectly in time to build a supply depot.
Bad news.
That is funny. That is a good meme. I can agree with that. I watched some of those videos. At 31 seconds, we're going to go ahead and get our gas. We're always going to go for the gas first variation versus Protoss. So, then we're going to come back here, and at about 46 seconds, we should have enough minerals to go ahead and build our barracks. And we're going to rally it across the map. Going to build another SCV, and put on gas when we need to. There we go. 3 on gas, and we're chilling. Looking at the adjutant thing in the bottom, you know, I'm just having a good time. We're playing the game for what we're using the game for what it is, you know? A game. I'm going to go ahead and rally this SCV down to the natural and make sure the SCV production stays up. Take a sip of this here beverage. I lost a lot tonight too, so I was getting pretty tilted earlier, but I won a couple, and I do have to be up early tomorrow, so. All right, as the Rax finishes, we're going to start a Reaper, and we're going to build our orbital. Now, the reason we build a Reaper is because we haven't scouted with the SCV, so the Reaper will get all of our scouting information for us. If you SCV scout, I highly suggest you build a Marine. I will show that later. I'm going to go ahead and get the command center now. Going to, if you hit the C key, which is return cargo, and you shift right-click to the mineral patch, he'll immediately start mining once this is done. So, I'm then going to lay a factory down.
Command center upgrade.
And I'm going to drop a mule. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my second SCV ready to build a supply depot. And once I have 50 gas, that's when you build a reactor onto your barracks. And I'm going to go ahead and put all my production in the same group. I put it on 3. I'm going to put my Reaper on the second hotkey. And I have my SCV on the first. The one that's building. So now, I'm going to make sure my SCVs are still making. And we're going to go ahead and build another refinery. And I'm going to shift click around the main base. And we'll see what we see. Now, I'm going to make this SCV go back to mining, and we're going to look. We don't see anything yet. I'm going to get a tech lab on this factory first. And I'm going to put 2 more on gas once we're here. I saw a gateway and a cyber core and no expansion, which to me tells me it's going to be a cheese, probably. If there's no tech, it's most likely going to be a gateway-esque push. So I'm going to start some Marines as well as a siege tank. And we're going to re-rally to the natural. And because we're not sure what's coming, I'm going to go ahead and get a bunker at the front. Just for safety purposes. And then we're going to make this Reaper go everywhere across the map until he finds out what's going on. Right? And now once we get 100 gas, I'm going to build a starport as well as 2 more Marines.
Command center upgrade.
I'm going to drop a mule as well as make sure my SCVs are still building over there. Now, I'm going to place the siege tank a little bit behind the bunker. That way they have to overextend too far if they want to kill it. And we're going to put the Marines in the bunker, just like that. A Void Ray is coming in the main now. So we're going to start a Cyclone immediately. I'm going to send our Marines to battle. And I'm going to go ahead and start myself a second barracks. Going to do a little fancy micro, make sure my SCVs are still going. So it's a battery Void Ray rush. Now I'm going to switch the barracks and the starport. That way we can make Vikings, and I'm going to start a bunker, as well as an engineering bay.
Additional supply.
I'm actually supply blocked, which is not a good thing, so I'm going to go ahead and drop some supply down there. I'm going to put some Marines over there. And we're going to rally most of these this way. I'm gonna go ahead and use the lock-on ability on the Cyclone.
This better be good. This ought to be good.
And this guy does not feel like a bronze player to me.
In gear.
So we're gonna back up. We're gonna make sure we at least have some gas mining. We do over here. I'm actually gonna cancel the second barracks because this is a major all-in. We're going to go ahead and start Magfield Accelerator, and we have a couple Vikings now. So we're gonna make sure we're mining gas, make sure SCV production's still up, and we need to see what's coming, right? So what we want to do is start a couple missile turrets as deterrents for the Void Rays. I'm gonna keep dropping my mules and making sure that we're not supply blocked. All right.
Not enough minerals.
So we're going to see our turret's going to be being targeted here. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it, and we're going to use the Vikings on this Void Ray. Now, see, to overextend, or to get the Cyclone, we would have to go past that bunker. So we're going to start another Cyclone as well as another Viking. And we're going to make another gas. Now, the important thing is to keep producing. And since we know he has nothing in the main, we're going to send the Reaper in the main and make him attack probes. Someone in my chat just said he's pretty sure this guy is Diamond 3, so we're definitely getting smurfed against here. And that's okay, because he's facing the ultimate smurf. So, we're going to make sure our gas is on, and we're going to keep dropping mules. Right now, we have a billion more resources mined per minute than he does. So, at this point, all we have to do is survive. I'm going to make sure I build a couple more depots, and I'm going to go ahead and build myself another missile turret. And once I have 100 gas, I'm going to go ahead and get high-sec auto-tracking. Now, we're going to kill this Void Ray. And this should probably be the end of this push very soon. He was focusing on the Reaper at home. And we're going to make sure we keep building depots. At this point, we have almost 40 SCVs. This is a better hold than I do at Masters. I'm going to go ahead and repair this turret up. And I'm going to go ahead and build another turret. All we have to do is not die. So I'm just going to keep extending my turret ring, and I'm going to go ahead and go for my third base. So you can kite Void Rays with Vikings, and that's exactly what we're going to try to do here. Going to make sure our SCVs are still up. That Void Ray is dead. And we're going to build another depot. All we have to do is make sure we're not supply blocked, and we're still producing, and we will eventually have a lot more supply to overwhelm him.
Not enough.
So we're going to make sure the starport and things are intact, and I'm going to go ahead and get a second starport, actually. Now we have 4 Cyclones. I'm going to lock onto some cannons. That way we can get a kill or two. Got 2 cannon kills. Make sure the Viking doesn't overextend, and I'm going to make sure my SCVs are going. Build a couple more depots, and I'm going to start rallying to my third. We're definitely lacking gas, so I'm going to go ahead and early build those refineries. Now I'm also going to get an armory as well. That way I can start making my way towards +1 ship attacks. I made a tank on accident. That was a complete accident, but we're going to make use of it. I'm going to go ahead and put some turrets, and then we're going to siege this bad boy up. Definitely not fully saturated in the main, so I'm going to make this... we have SCVs, they're just building stuff, right? I'm going to get a second reactor, because all we're going to do is focus on building Vikings. Vikings are good against almost everything Protoss, so... I'm going to drop all my mules at my third, and we're going to send the SCVs back to mining. Okay. Now let's see. The Vikings are here. Got a hit off. Should have been a kill. It is a kill now. Now we're going to get ship weapons, as well as a couple depots. We're going to keep making Cyclones one by one. Cyclones are very useful here. We're up to 56 SCVs, which, considering the situation, is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and send an SCV across because it can't be F2'd, and that will allow us to scout. Okay. We're going to keep massing Vikings. I don't really care what he makes. Alright, the Void Rays are at the front, and now we have enough Vikings to kind of deal with them solo. So, attack, back up, attack, and just hang move. He killed a bunker, but he didn't really get much else. We have a third base done. I'm actually going to go take a 4th base, as well as making 2 more starports, because at this point, we're going air. Let's A move back into the Void Rays. I'll A move the Cyclones down here. And we can go ahead and go for building armor as well. Make sure your rallies are out. So that way they're not just chilling in your main base. I'm going to put all of my Vikings on the 1 hotkey. And we're going to keep making SCVs. See a carrier being built. So we're going to lock onto that Stargate. Make sure this carrier does not see the light of day. And we're going to finally kill this off. We didn't see a base. So, GG is called, and the diamond player does not GG us. There you go. Still focusing on macroing even while being all in, because you never know. Wow. We have made it out of the Meta Leagues, and we are now up to Silver 3, the real big man's league. Now, I had way too much APM, but I was kind of feeling the Smurf for a bit, so I'm sorry. Wonder if he'll message you. Yeah, me too. Okay. On to the next. This is Bronze to GM series. Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. As random. Finally won some games, so we're doing this, and then maybe not a Smurf. Yeah, well, I don't know. He was actually controlling his Void Rays, and that's not something I expected of a Bronze player, so I don't really look at my army. The whole goal of this is to be able to not look at your army because you just built so much more shit, right? Good luck, have fun. Going to start our drone, and we're going to rally an Overlord up there. This is a ZVT, so I'm going to put my hatcheries on the hotkey, my Overlord on 3, and I'm going to set my camera locations after I build my second Overlord, always. So this is Shift F1, Shift F2, Shift F3, and Shift F4. I'm going to build my next drone, and we're going to keep going. Now, as this Overlord finishes, we're going to go ahead and make our next round of drones. We're going to keep going. Building another drone past that. Now, the 16th drone, we're going to go ahead and rally down to the natural. Or, that one. I meant to do, I clicked the wrong egg. I'm sorry. We're going to bring a drone down to the natural. That way we can have a good timing on this. 300 minerals. And we're going to plop that hatchery down. Put it in by using the shift key. We're going to go ahead and put it in the hotkey with the next hatchery on 5. That's where I keep my hatcheries. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my gas at 18. Now we're going to rally one of these drones out here to make a spawning pool. And this one, I think in ZVT, Zerg players at this level should be going for purely Ling Bane. You don't need to add in the mutalist component until you're in, even Vibe to this day does not use mutas in most of his ZVTs that I've watched. Just Ling Bane works. We're doing Mass Roach for Protoss and Zerg, but we're going to teach diversity for Terran. This is our first Zerg versus Terran. Banelings are just as A-movie as Roach's Spy. Alright, at 19, we're going to go ahead and get our Overlord. Rally that up there. Make sure we get some info with this guy. This one we don't want to die, so we're going to find a little pervert pillar right there. And I'm going to build another drone and rally that down to the natural now. Now, once the natural's about to finish, I'm going to re-rally my drones using the G key. And I'm going to be taking off gas. Because we've gotten to silver now, I should teach you guys how to take off gas. Starting both of our queens, and we are going to just make some drones. Good meme. All 50 Banelings crashed into a Thor. Well, that's okay. Hopefully the Thor dies. So we see it's a reactor. Probably not a reactor first, but so a factory, a late factory coming out here. Out of our friend Rodent. So we're going to keep making drones. We haven't seen any cause for concern. And we're going to go ahead and go send a drone to take our third. Going to inject. I'm also not going to teach creep spread until the gold level. I don't think it's important. And we're going to take the third hatchery. We're going to add that to our hatchery hotkey. We're going to build an Overlord at 30 supply and keep droning. All we're going to do right now is make drones. We've gotten all the info we need. And with this SCV mining, we know he has a natural. So, that's all the info we need to know. I'm going to keep making drones for now. And make sure my injects are on point, as well as go ahead and start another Overlord. There we go. That injects there, and that one is there. I'm going to put that 3 on gas, and then I'm going to make 3 more. That will go to the minerals at the natural. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and make a third queen, one at the natural, and I'm going to go ahead and send this queen down to the third. That way we can have the most efficient macro possible, hopefully. Gonna keep making some drones. There has been no reason to make anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and send this Overlord back into Scout. And because I'm doing that, the next 2 larvae are both gonna go into Overlords. One to keep from getting supply blocked, and the other one to compensate for this Overlord that we're most likely going to lose to Marines because we're scouting. So, we know our third's about to finish, so I'm gonna transfer some of these drones down here. And we're going to inject. And we're gonna reset the drone rally here and make more drones. Inject once that's done. And inject here. And now we're going to be going for our 4th base. Right there. We saw that it's a tank push, probably. We're going to keep this Overlord from dying. I'm going to make another Overlord as well, and we're going to make a couple more drones. Now that we have 100 gas, we're going to go ahead and get our lair. And we're going to get a 2nd gas as well. I'm going to make sure my injects are there. I'm going to put 3 guys on this gas, and I'm going to go ahead and get 2 evolution chambers. And we're going to put 3 more back in the main to resaturate the drones we lost making buildings. Now, that's very important. A lot of Zerg players don't do that. Going to put another one down here at the natural. 2, actually. And then we're going to put 3 on this gas. And we're going to make some more drones. We have not seen any aggressive units coming out of the base yet, so there's no real reason to make units right now. Now, once we're getting our 4th base, we're going to go ahead and get a macro hatchery. If you have a lot of trouble spending your money, get a couple macro hatcheries. I don't mind. But we're all focusing on macro here. So we're going to get another gas at the natural and put 3 more on there. And we're going to stay on 4 gases for now. I'm going to go ahead and send 3 of these to the 4th. We're going to re-rally our drones using the G key with our all hatcheries hotkey to that mineral patch. And we're going to make another round. And you see I got supply block, right? This one's a hard supply block. Well, it would have been, but our hatchery's about to finish. So I'm going to get a little lucky here. I'm going to go ahead and start my 1-1, and we're going to get a baneling nest as well. I'm going to put 2 more drones back on the main, and make another queen there. Make sure our injects are going. Injects being the most important part of the Zerg economy. And I'm going to make 1 last round of drones, putting me at 81. It's a solid amount, and then we're going to go take a 5th base over here. If he's not going to put any aggression on towards us, what is the need for us to make units? You know, why not? Let's creep block this 3rd base. Using the G key, and Overlord will drop creep. And I'm going to just hold down the Zergling key from now on. We have no other need to do anything else but make Zerglings. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to make sure our injects are on top of each other. I'm going to start baneling speed as soon as this finishes. I'm going to get a queen for my macro hatch in the main. And we're going to keep making Zerglings. Going to make Overlords when we need. We're at 112, so I should probably make a couple. And once these are done, since our baneling nest is finished, I'm just going to make them all into banelings. Especially because we can get a good feeling it's a bio follow-up, and even against mech can make Lingbane work if you have overwhelming numbers. Now we want to start clearing out paths on the map. Rocks, not very good for Zerg. So I'm going to take my Zerglings only and attack these rocks. And then we're going to keep making Zerglings. Making sure we inject on all of our hatcheries. Injecting, remember, just get it in your head. Every, 29 seconds. Inject, inject. And now, once +1 is done, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves +2. And we're going to keep going. Past 4 base, if you can't spend your money, I just say get hatcheries instead of making queens, because it's kind of hard to go between all those bases. So here we go. Gonna keep making lings, and you see our supply is rapidly climbing. Take another base. I can. He's not putting on any pressure, so we're just gonna scout him with an overseer. You make an overseer, and you shift right-click here, and all the way through the main. That way we get info. See, we have plenty of larvae to keep making Zerglings because we're hitting our injects. And that's a lot of things that Zerg players in the heat of battle forget to do. We're not battling, you know? There's no reason for us to miss these. So we're going to make another round of Banelings. My APM going to be way over 100 this game because Lingbane facilitates a lot more APM than most styles. So we're going to make 3 more Overlords. Actually 4 because we're going to lose this one. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Changeling before it dies. The Changeling will get me the info I need. We see a Terran push is going across. We're going to A move and we're going to go inject. And there we go. Making sure you can inject multiple times off of 1 queen. Legacy of the Void edition. So, it looks like we won the fight. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to make 1 more round of Banelings. And then we're going to A move. And this is what the goal I'm trying to get you guys to see, that even though we're just macroing, I'm not worried about my tech choices or anything of that nature, even though I'll transfer a couple drones. All I'm doing is droning, and I'm just going to A-move into his main base, and we're not going to look at it for the rest of the game. I'm going to reset my rally point by just right-clicking over to his natural, and we're going to hold down the Zergling key, add it to the second control group, new hatchery. Going to go ahead and get +2 Carapace. And GG is called. Here we go. Only 131, even though I was making Zerglings and Banelings. So honestly pretty good. Go ahead and get our third game of the day in. I think 3 game increments are a good amount of time for this. It makes each episode about 30 minutes long, which is perfecto. All right, a gold Protoss player. We get no tooltip that tells us what we are. Another Zerg versus Protoss. Okay, so we're going to make our drone and rally across. Going to put our hatcheries on. After we start our second Overlord, we're going to go ahead and set our first cam location. And we're going to start our second OV. And we're going to set the second one at Shift F2, Shift F3, and Shift F4. Gonna go ahead and start a drone, put it on that mineral patch. I'm not gonna do the drone trick, it's force of habit. Not a very good one though. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and make my drones. Keep this Overlord going. This second Overlord should go to this pervert pillar. And this 16th drone or so, we're gonna rally it down to the natural. Go ahead and take our first hatchery. Right as we get there, 300 minerals, perfecto. Now we go back into the main, we make some drones, and then we get a gas at 18. Like normal, everything's going all good in the groovy book, you know? All right. Go ahead and put the pool down. And keep droning. I put way too many drones on there, but that's fine. Build another drone, and I'm going to go ahead and probably reset my drone key to these mineral lines earlier. That way everything's making down there. I'm going to go ahead and get my Overlord at 19, like normal. The goal of this game is going to be to not get supply blocked all the time. Even when I'm making these, I still tend to get supply blocked sometime, which I think is very interesting. I'm going to go ahead and build another drone. And we're still going to practice that pulling off gas. Now, in versus Protoss, I always leave 1 on gas, and I love to get Overlord speed for later on. We're not going to get Overlord speed. We're going to go for a +1 timing this time, actually. Not a +1 timing, just a +1 build. So, there we go. Going to build some drones. These are going to be basic build orders right now. I'm going to go ahead and get my Zergling speed. I already have both queens on the way, and we're going to keep droning for now. I'll make this Overlord check the natural, and then we're going to make him check the main. Make sure no shenanigans are going on. I'm going to keep building some drones, and we're going to take a drone at about the 230 mark, and we're going to go ahead and move to the third base. We see a forge going down for our gold Protoss player. Going to go ahead and be taking that hatchery at about the 240 mark, and once these queens finish, an inject and another inject, and I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more drones. So, at this point, we have 31 supply. We're going to go ahead and get our Overlord. You already know how it is. We saw a red unit, so we're going to A-move this queen that way. It seems to be like a one-base play, so we're going to go ahead and start making a couple Zerglings. We're not sure of what's going on. We see double gas and only 1 gateway, so we're going to keep making lings. And inject when we need to. Waiting. Inject for me. We're going to go ahead and build an Overlord so we don't get spy blocked. And we're going to make another round of Zerglings. Now, it's 72 on 1 gas. When you have 1 on gas, if you build an Evolution Chamber, it'll perfectly finish at 100. Time it takes to build. So we're going to A-move at the direction in which that probe came. And then we're going to build some more drones. We have plenty of lings right now. And there's a Stargate. So now, we'll see if we can kill this. And I'm going to start some more queens because that's our only source of anti-air at the moment. And I'm going to get a spore crawler in both bases. I'm going to put some more drones over there, and I'm going to drone down here as well. I'm going to go ahead and kill the pylon, make sure this cannot stay powered. I'm going to go ahead and make a queen out of the third hatchery. I'm going to make sure this overlord doesn't die. And what we're going to do now is pool our queens together and put them on the first hotkey, and we're going to A move them to our third base. Now, once these are unpowered, there's no reason to keep losing these links, so I'm going to move them away. And we're going to go ahead and start our +1 melee. And move that spore over there. And he's just going to go right past the spore, or maybe stay in range of the spore. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and make another queen. And we're going to put this queen on our new hotkey, inject with that one, put it on our new hotkey, and we're going to start another one. And now we're going to make a round of drones and rally it to the third. At this point, we will use the queens. We're going to inject on this third, and we'll use the queens to... Now that we've held, I don't really know if we need to build more queens. So I'm going to take 2 off of my hotkey by recontrol grouping them, and I'm going to cancel those queens. Build a couple OVs, and we're going to make some more drones. So I'm also going to take this time to take my 4th base as well. And then we're going to A move these queens at these these queens are going to be angry at these stargates. And since we have extra, we can go ahead and start some creep. And build a couple more drones as well. Put 4 over here, and we're going to put 4 at the natural. And at this point, we're going to go for our +1 melee timing. So now we're just going to build a bunch of zerglings. And we're going to pull them up for a little bit. Different build because of what he did, but same result. So, going to keep making zerglings. And making sure our injects are on top of each other, of course. Now, I'm going to get a lair with this one, and you might be like, why? You only have 1 on gas. Well, I want to do some overlord drops if I get there, right? The goal is going to be to kill it very shortly. I'm going to spread a creep tumor, and going to keep making more links. I'm actually a supply block because of what the Void Ray is doing, so I'm going to make another one. And since we have a 4th base on the way, we're going to do what we did last game and build a macro hatchery. Make sure the injects are on top of each other. And it looks like he's rebuilding this, so we're going to kill this Void Ray and keep making zerglings. Build another creep tumor, make sure that pylon dies, and we're going to inject like we have been, and then keep making zerglings. Creep, make sure units faster, so it can never hurt to make creep tumors. And now that our +1's done, we're going to take these links and A move them across, as well as take 4 gases and get a queen at our 4th. 3 on there, 3 on there, 3 there, and 3 there. 2 there, and 2 there. That way, we replace everything we just lost. And we're going to put 2 on the one in the main, as well as put some more drones there. This will bring us up to 63. And what we're going to do with this gas, actually, we're going to get another gas in the main as well. And once we get 100 gas, we're going to go ahead and make a Hydra Den. Now, I am going to make sure my injects are on top of each other. I'm going to put 3 more in the main, make a couple OVs, and get a queen for my macro hatchery. I'm going to spread a creep tumor. And I'm going to take these queens, and I'm going to put 2 more creep tumors. And then we're going to make drones and rally them here. I'm going to reset my drone rally to my 4th. And we're going to focus on re-rallying all. Now, we have some more zerglings, so I'm going to go ahead and move them across again. Now, we're going up to our 81 drone count, which seems to be our sweet spot. I'm going to start both my Hydra upgrades. I always do this, even at my level. I'm going to put my... If I have the gas for it, that way I don't forget. I'm going to go ahead and start my missile attacks, and I'm going to start a Lurker Den. This will prepare me for the next tech choice. I'm going to go ahead and start a macro hatchery because I'm floating, and a 5th base. And we're going to put more on gas here, and more on gas here. Now, we saw on our mini-map a couple of Void Rays, so we're going to start some Hydras. And we're going to add these queens to the hotkey. And we're going to attack these Void Rays. Queens are our only anti-air right now. We killed 1 Void Ray. Gonna transfuse the hatchery. And now our queen. And we're gonna start some more Hydras. That Void Ray is gonna die. We're gonna start another queen here since we're gonna lose it. We're going to start some more Zerglings, add them to the Hydra Cup key since we have upgrades for them. And we're going to watch our Hydras. Not really. I'm going to go to put some more drones on my 4th for my main since I'm oversaturated. GG. GG, baby girl. I kind of like that. All right. There you go. Now we held we held 2 proxy Void Ray cheeses. They seem to be real big fans of the meta. Okay, promotion into silver too. Went up 3 leagues today. 3 leagues and 3 games. Well done, boys. Good work. Or 2? Yeah, 2 leagues. All right. If you did enjoy this episode of the Bronze to GM series, make sure you hit that like button. I did not manage to stay under 100 APM today, mostly because I played Zerg. But we're getting there. I give myself a little leeway because we're silver now. Anyways, if you did enjoy, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There'll be more episodes like this coming out in the future. And yeah, I love making these for you guys. Have a good one. Peace out.